and you can create the life you desire by doing these changes, then in the big picture, you have like a trick in your back pocket. So for me, that's when I started really paying attention to that. I had a full-time job. I was working 40-plus hours. I was single with 2 children, and I was lucky to have $5 at the end of the week. So I wanted to still go to the gym. I wanted to be healthy after getting over the eating disorder, and I thought, what, I'm going to live a healthy life. And so I started personal training women to make extra money and to have a gym membership. And so what I was doing, I was working on my insides, like we just talked about, and changing the mindset and really focusing on that. But then I started working with my clients on the same thing. And because, it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside, right? In personal training, we're getting a great body. But if you don't feel good on the inside, your outside doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't. Somebody could say to you, oh, my God, you look amazing. But if you really aren't connected intuitively and you're living more in a negative mindset, you're still not going to be happy. So for me, those little times when I was younger and a pregnant teenager and married and sick and divorced and this and that, that's when I started to really pay attention to what I was doing. And then I started noticing that now I'm focusing and changing my thoughts and switching over statements and these things that the phone calls would come in, right? The right people were being placed in my life. I was ending up at the right places. And it was not coincidence. It was because I was attracting that to me. I was surrounding myself with friends that were truly authentic and cared, and not just because. So, and like I said, there's ebbs and flows in everybody's life. So that's just one particular time. But, there's times, when you're sick again. I have 4 children. I had hyperemesis each time. But oh my gosh, there's just so many times that everybody has ebbs and flows. And by knowing that when you're on that down, the only way to go is up and you know how to get there, that's huge, right?
Yeah, it is. I've come to cope with that just by the fact that, I know that I'm going to have bad days, but with that in mind, whatever problems that come in front of me, then I know that there's going to be some kind of solution. And I think that's another way to kind of look at it. It's like you have a hurdle in front of you, but you can always jump over it. You can go under it. You can go around it. Figure out a way to kind of, manipulate your life, that somehow that doesn't become as big a problem as it is. Which, I think is a great way to approach it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess solution-based approach, like which is what you're saying, which is awesome that you do that. Because if more people did that, instead of looking at what could go wrong, then let's look about what can we do to feel right about it? What can we do to make it right? Right?
And more importantly, if there's a problem, you may come out of it with a lot more than just maybe the knowledge of a solution. Maybe you come into another direction where, you could find out where to help out, or you could figure out, something that you do. Very, very similar to, the charity that you do. Obviously, the helping handbags thing is a situation where maybe you saw a problem and you're looking for a solution in terms of it as well. It's a kind of a great thing to kind of, motivate you to be able to do something better for this world.
Oh, yeah. So let me just mention that for a minute. So it's called Helping Handbags USA, and I'm the founder and president in the United States. A friend of mine, Brenda, does this over in the United Kingdom. And for me, helping in this sort of a way to give hope, right? So never underestimate the power of hope. These are once loved handbags that we fill with necessities, and we coordinate with the directors at the homeless shelters and the abuse shelters and find out what they need in those handbags. And then we donate those handbags to those shelters, and we give them to the women that are getting back on their feet again. And some of these women are staying in the shelters with their families, with their children, and it's just the looks on their faces, it helps them to realize that, somebody does care. And we all can't do everything, but by each of us doing what we can do, each little bit helps, right? So, and for me, being a single mom of 2 and barely making ends meet, I know how it feels. And I even had amazing parents. I had a job. I was working 3 jobs actually when I was still only had $5 left. It's pretty expensive to live, and have children and health insurance. And but I look at these women if I could help in any way, because they don't have anybody. They're staying in the shelter. So I can't imagine what it feels like to really not have anybody. So what we also do is, so these women are in programs, most of them, where they're going out, getting back on their feet again, getting jobs so they can get back on their own. And we put little cards in there, not only uplifting cards with little messages that are handwritten, but we put little cards about interview questions, right? So like the top 10 interview questions that are typical that you'll be asked, so that they can look at them and really think about it, because before they go in. And it gives them some tips, on dressing and things of that nature. But especially the women in the abuse shelters, they most of them don't have a job. They haven't worked in a long time, if they have worked at all, because that's part of that whole situation, depending on their situation. But so that was what I could do. So I was super excited when I found out about that, and my friend Brenda talked to me about it. And I thought, we can cater this to the United States, because every country is different, right? Every country and what they need. But we are spreading it out through the USA. Right now, we got our 501c3 from the IRS about 3 months ago. So I was super excited because I could now spread it outside of Florida. So if anybody's listening and would like to start this in their area, just, oh my gosh, you can go to my website, CathleenMiner.com, and you can send me, contact me, and I can help get it set up in your area. It's just, that's my way of giving back from things that I've been through. And like I said, if all of us just does a little bit, then we can help.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have that distinction, just so you can help so many more women out there. I mean, it's not just a Florida problem. There's California, there's Vegas, there's
everywhere
across the country, So, yes, this is something that could probably get a lot of women motivated to help out in terms of that as well. I mean, I know a few people that desire to want to help more people and all that as well. So it'd be interesting to see if we can't get some more people to help do the job.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. And you know what, most of us women have handbags that are still in amazing shape, and we just don't use them anymore. We just don't. So, it's awesome. And we are, if somebody donates, we've gotten some, I'm going to say quote man bags, but it could be anything, and they're really nice. What we do is we don't turn anything away. We will still take them, fill them, and we give those as well to the men, because there are men in the shelters as well, obviously. So we also take, if you want to call them man bags, or you can still call them handbags, whatever, but, some that are more catered. And then some are more flimsy. So sometimes people will donate something that's more conducive to somebody that's actually living on the street, right, because they can shove it in something. And we'll also fill those and get those to the appropriate people as well. But for the most, our biggest thing that we do is we take the gently used, once loved handbags, and we fill them. And these women, they take them on interviews. It's like when you get it, you get something new to you, and you just feel like $1 million. And that's what we're doing, is giving hope and spreading hope. And also what we do is we have helping haircuts, and hairdressers, depending on the area, they donate their time to give haircuts as well to the men and women in the homeless shelters once a month, to give them a great self-perception.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, to give them a great self-perception, because, like my book, The 30-Day Self Perception Makeover, it's all about a healthy self-perception, because our self-perception is what radiates out into the world every day, right? What you think of yourself when you walk outside or you look in the mirror, that's the energy vibe that you're putting out. So self-perception is huge, and the book talks all about that. It's 30 days. You go through 30 days, and I guarantee you, if you do it, you will have a totally different self-perception about yourself, and you'll start to see things change. You'll start to see your entire world open up. You may have friends that venture away a little bit, but that's the universe doing you a favor, universe, God, whatever you resonate with, doing you a favor. But then you'll have some amazing people come in as well. But what I was getting at with the self-perception, too, as far as the homeless goes, is these purses and bags and the haircuts. It helps them to feel better about themselves, their selves. And they walk, they just have the biggest smiles on their faces, and we have the best conversations. These are some amazing people most of these people have just fallen on hard times. And we've all fallen on hard times before, right? It's just everybody's hard time is just different.
Yeah, and it's great to be able to see that, and just to be able to have a job and have money coming in to be able to help you get back on your feet is a huge thing too. It's a huge deal. It's something that it boosts you up as well, and it gets you in a better position, and that stress gets off of you as well. So it's great to be able to see that as well. I'll be interested to see how much you expand this year. We'll have to come back and update everybody. Hopefully,
I would absolutely love that.
Year. So let's get some of the plugs out of the way. First of all, you can get the book pretty much everywhere you could get your ebooks or anything like that. I'm assuming like Amazon, etc.
I got an ebook. I have it on hardcover, and it's getting ready to get into the bigger bookstores. So you should be able to find it anywhere. But it's definitely available on my website and Amazon.
Yeah, and then you guys can check out all of her social media and all that. CathleneMiner.com. It's MINER.
And Cathlene spelled. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to make sure everybody gets it right as well. And you guys can check that out as well. And then then you have a new show. You have a new show out now, right?
I do. I have a radio show, and it's called Manifesting Magic with Cathlene, and you can stream live from it anywhere on staugustineRadio.com every Wednesday evening, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then that is also on my website, which if you missed the episode, you can go and you can listen to it that way as well. So also, if you love 80s music, we play some awesome 80s music then.
Yeah, I love my 80s music too. So yeah, I'll have to definitely check that out as well. I mean, it's great. I mean, just a little bit about the show. What do you guys talk about on the show, and what's all about?
Okay. Yeah, well, what we do is it's all about manifesting the life that you desire. So we interview a lot of people that have just created their life on purpose, right? Because that's what it's all about. Because we all manifest, which is another word I like to say about manifesting, is either be magnetize or create. They all mean the same thing. And we're all creating our life every single day. So why not create it and manifest it on purpose? So we interview people who have done that, and how have they done that, coming from all different areas. And then we give some tips, tricks, how to do that. We have call-ins where you can call in and ask a question or email it to me ahead of time. So if anybody has any questions they'd like answered, they can email it to me and I can answer them on the show. And then we play some great 80s dance music because, I graduated high school in 1990. I love to dance. I'm one of those, like, really great singers in the car and dancers if I put on some good music. And so we play some great 80s dance music as well.
Yeah, side note, I was in Florida when I was living in Florida. I actually did karaoke DJ. It's one of my favorite jobs I've ever done. And it was a fun job.
Oh my God, I used to love to do karaoke. It's something I probably should pick up again.
Yeah.
When you're a car singer, that's the best thing to do.
Well, definitely. If you come out here to Vegas, we'll have to go karaokeing then.
Oh my gosh, that is for sure. I will definitely be in touch because I actually might be out there next month. So. Yeah,
well, I don't know. We'll definitely catch up, and I definitely want to keep up with you just for the charity and all that as well. And we could be talking for hours.
Yeah,
I right now and Q right now. And
yeah, that sounds awesome, and I appreciate you spreading the word about Helping Handbags USA. We want to get this all over so we can just give a little bit of hope. We can all give that little spark of hope because the power of hope is absolutely amazing. We all know because we've all had that in our life at one point or another where just a little bit of hope has gotten us over a hurdle.
Well, definitely, and Cathlene, like I said, we'll keep in touch. I definitely want to get back with you sometime during this year and kind of get an update on that as well. And best of luck with Helping Handbags USA, and definitely your book. I really hope it continues to be highly successful for you. Maybe are we expecting a new book from you?
Yes, actually, we have the 30-day Self Perception Makeover teen version coming out. So, it's all about our self-perception, and boy, do we ever need it when we start in the middle school and high school, right? So the teen version will be out by March, and then we have the journaling for the life that you desire coming, but that will be after the teen version. These are all things that I've been working on or that are almost complete. So
we'll definitely have you back before the teen version comes out then.
That sounds awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so
much,
much for having me. You've been a
we'll
pleasure. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye. That was Cathlene Miner.